Welcome to Tuttle Talk, a part of the Real Estate Radio Network. And now, live in studio, offering you a fresh perspective. He's your local real estate and finance expert. He's part of the Common Sense Party, and he's committed to teaching you how to win in any market. Your host, Andy Tuttle.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tuttle Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network, where we teach you what the rich and the banks do, not what they tell you to do, and where we dispel the misconceptions of financial wellness and the local real estate market and show you how following a few key principles really can free you up to focus on the other important areas of your life, like your friends, your family, and the community. It's the most important hour of radio every Sunday right here on 660 AM, The Answer at 3 p.m. So happy to have you with us today. I am your host, Andy Tuttle, in the great state of Texas. Today on the show, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the bond market yet again, taking a beating. The stock market, the bull is running hard and hot. It did come down a little bit in the week, but week over week, day over day, we're still seeing record numbers in the stock market. Is that sustainable? Is that going to last? Is the economy really behind that? We'll get into some of that activity. Also, this is important for housing. A couple of cool headlines about the 12 greatest cities to live in America right now. We'll get into a little bit of sports. We'll get into some mortgage matters that are coming up, and we'll talk to a lot of our expert contributors about insurance needs, what you can do for your utilities, and with our good friend Matt Aycock from Pratt, Aycock Associates, we are going to talk about the 5 documents you should not live or die without. All that coming up on Tuttle Talk this hour, so stay with us. If you want to get a hold of us and you have questions about the show, you can call the hotline, 214-736-9696, 214-736-9696. I have people standing by to get your call, and when you call them, just let them know why you called, and then they're going to turn around and ask you some other questions to make sure that we're setting you up for a prosperous financial future. There's a few questions in there, so just have a 2 or 3 minute conversation with them to make sure that you're set up and that we're doing our job. I've asked them to do this to make sure that we are taking care of you and watching out for you. If you just want to email, you have a question, you can go to questions@andytuttle.com, or you can obviously get into the conversation on Facebook. You can find me there at Tuttle Talk. Our expert contributors are engaged on there, giving you advice through the fan page, as well as myself. You can ask questions and just hear from other fans and listeners about what's going on in the market. So stay engaged and stay ahead of the curve at facebook.com/Tuttle Talk. Guys, Mr. John Allen, Texas Community Insurance, thanks for being here.
Hey, now. Sorry to bother that. That's I had to do it.
Every time. Everybody's got their deal. Matt Aycock, Pratt, Aycock Associates. Matt, thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me back, Andy.
You bet. And Gabe, as always, thanks for being my punching bag. And
I'm here for you, buddy.
I know you are.
Yeah, the shortest guy in the room, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
It's so great because you're probably the tallest guy in the room. How tall are you?
6'1".
But you have the baby chair today, so your head's barely over the counter. I love that.
I'm all about making other people feel better. That's what I'm here for.
I think Bob Bodine's interview last week really had a profound effect on you.
That's it, man. It's all about paying it forward.
And now, that's right. Paying it forward to your friends, not always your strangers. That was a big distinction he made, The pay it forward concept doesn't work as well when it's all to strangers because it dies, but to your friends, it really works. That was a really great interview, wasn't it?
It was awesome. That guy was amazing. I spent 5 minutes with him, and I came in here just pumped. I was like, "Can I call you every morning, like at 6:45? Just need 5 minutes of your time, just to get me ready for the day."
Exactly.
He's like, "No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to work out."
What we need him to do is just get those. He just needs to record a little video. Every morning, 3 minutes. He can pre-record them. He can do like a 1-day session and get like a whole month's worth of videos done, and then have those dripped out to people every day. I'd like that. My little coffee with Bob, a little morning Java.
It'd be great.
It's a good way to get up in the morning. Yeah, I had the ride with him here and back, and this was one of the most powerful conversations of my life. That guy. When I was reading Sports Illustrated, Brian and I were he's the show producer here, not the producer at the station, but my show producer. And we were talking about the Sports Illustrated not only calls him the most influential man in sports you've never heard of, which is by design from him, but also I think they said having an interview with him is part interview, part therapy session.
Sure. He just jumped right into it, asking like hard questions. I'm like, that's awesome. I just met you 30 seconds ago, but you want to know about this, and that. Sure, no problem. We're here on Tuttle Talk.
Yeah, when
Tuttle Therapy.
Yes, when I should name that show, we should rename Tuttle Therapy. When he got into the car, it's exactly what he did. As soon as he came in, hey, where'd you grow up? What about this? What about this? Boom, boom, boom. I was like, man, this guy, and he just cares about engaging. That's what he calls being a moment maker, taking advantage of every moment that you possibly can, and not wasting any time. He does not mess around with small talk. It was pretty impressive, man. Yeah. So if you haven't caught that show, you can go on the fan page, by the way. Get that there. We separated out just his segment of the episode, or you can go to andytuttle.com. Definitely listen to that one, man. Some guys are just... have a gift for changing lives. Words just really powerful. God's gifted him that way, and he's one of those guys, man. Big gift, and it's great to have him use that. Definitely do that. So the guys, you may like this week, and I don't know if any of you made it there, but I had the opportunity to go. CCAR is Collin County Association of Realtors. It is a community of basically all the agents in Collin County, not all of them, but they can become a part of these associations. They help the community, they help the realtors network together, and they provide value in helping them learn to be better at their business, take care of the homeowner, find out where the homeowner's needs are really out there. It's really an association that's designed to help you, the homeowner, because within CCAR, or not within it, but they're affiliated with other associations like TREPAC, the Texas Real Estate Political Action Committee. And that really is there fighting for your rights and fighting things like higher property taxes and fighting things that could infringe on your rights as a homeowner. And so these guys put on events, though, right? Because they want to raise money for these organizations. And one of those, every year they have they have some kind of a talent show. So this year was the talent show. And I was supposed to be in a band, but the other schmucks, Britt Morris and Lars Lofstrand, I'm calling you out on air.
Nice.
Backed out. And so two of those guys, one's been in a major rock band and the other one's currently in a band right now. I know, man. They're just busy. They're brokers, but my goodness
Are you in a band?
I was in a band.
But do you have a band now?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
maybe
these guys do.
Yeah, well,
It's
Lars
ridiculous.
didn't. He hadn't picked up. He was bigger than U2 in South Africa and in a lot of Europe. I mean, they sold millions of albums. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, dude, you got to check them out. It's called the Celtic Rumors. Check them out right now. You can.
What does Lars play anyway?
The bass. He played
Okay.
the bass.
The bass.
He hadn't picked one up in like 20 years apparently, so he got a little nervous. I should have been more nervous. I could hide behind a band. I can lay down a beat, no problem. I do a little bit of diggity boppity boop boop ski boom. But man,
it's gonna be you on the stage with electronic drum kit. That's the only reason I'm going.
Yeah, that's right.
See that?
That's right.
So I can clap for you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll be in the back with this clap.
It was.
I'm gonna try to start it. I don't know if they're gonna follow.
Is that the upbeat rhythm or what is that?
No, after the fact.
Right.
When you hear crickets, I'm gonna start that clap for you.
Hey,
buddy.
who says there's going to be crickets? I mean, it's either going to be 3 to 4 minutes of nap, not so bad. That's okay. I can dig that, or it will be the crickets.
I think maybe everybody will just be in awe.
Well, if it's if you have something like that going on later in the evening, it's probably going to be better received at the CCR event, I'm sure, right?
Well, I'm third up. I need to have him drink early.
Exactly.
Yeah, you need to see if you can get bumped to like the end.
Yeah.
I know. I tried already.
And it's out at 9.
Well, luckily it's like an electronic drum set, so I have my saving grace is that I'm going to have not just
record it.
No, yeah,
Like you're gonna be lip syncing drums.
I'm just gonna chill and be like, "What's up?"
There's a mute button on it.
It's just gonna be airplane.
Somebody else. It's actually I have Carter Beauford. I did a little bit of him. I did a little bit of some old Mitch Mitchell from back in the day. I just combine some stuff and I just play it and I sit. No, but it does different sounds like there's tabla sounds and electronica sounds and all that. So my hope is that I'm just going to kind of distract them with all these noises, and then they'll be like, "Okay, that was pretty cool." So I'm crossing my fingers so you can come watch me get embarrassed.
I've heard you play. I think you'll be good.
All right, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that encouragement. Okay.
But I'll be there to make fun of you just in case you're not.
Yeah, I know. I need to be the return punching bag. I mean, You can't miss the opportunity as much as I beat up on you. All right, you're listening to Tuttle Talk here on the Real Estate Radio Network. Coming up, we are actually going to get into some meaty topics, some actual topics that matter. Not that these don't, but we're going to tell you the 5 documents that you should not live or die without. We're going to get into some of the best cities right now in the nation to live, and we're going to talk to our expert contributors about topics that affect you. Small details can make a huge difference in your life. We'll keep you ahead of the curve here, so stay tuned. Welcome back, Dallas. You are listening to Tuttle Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network. Thank you for staying with us. You can call us on our off-air hotline, 214-736-9696, 214-736-9696. If you have any questions related to the show or any topics that we discussed today, love to talk with you and get our team to talk with you and see how we can help you out. So call us there. You can also email me, questions@andytuttle.com, or join the conversation on Facebook. You can find us at Tuttle Talk. Okay, we're back here, and before the break, I'll let you know we wanted to talk to you about the 5 documents that you should not live or die without. It's amazing what people look over in their lives and what we focus on and what I focus on that I shouldn't focus on as much as I should spend the time to get my financial house in order for me and my family and my soon-to-be, first kid. And so, Matt Aycock, you are here to talk with us today about these very important documents.
Yeah, Andy, the 5 documents we're talking about, most people are going to be familiar with 2 of them. That's, of course, your standard will and a standard power of attorney. Most people do not have a will. It's really scary, even because most people think you don't need a will unless you have a high net worth. That's simply not true. I'm handling an estate right now, as an example, where there are 20-something people that are inheriting because there is no will. And getting those 20-something people to agree on who to list this house that's an asset of the estate, how it should be divided up, when it should be sold, and all that is impossible. And a lot of people don't realize that is an issue that can come up if you don't have a will. And so what we encourage people to do is to complete what we call our What Happens If I Die questionnaire. And it'll tell you specifically what would happen if you die without a will. Who's getting what? How's it going to be handled? What problems are they going to encounter? And if you like the answer, don't get a will. You don't need one if you like the result. Go ahead.
Would you provide that questionnaire?
We do. That's a free service that we offer to anyone that contacts us. They can obviously contact us through the show or however, but we offer that at every one of our office locations. We do answer that question very, very regularly because people are interested in what would happen.
Is that something that they could fill out if we gave them a link or they requested it or called in, that we could give it to them and they could fill that out and find out on their own? And then if they go, I need a will, they can call you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If they don't want to take a phone call, take time to do a phone call or come to the office for a consultation, we do have an online tool that we'll give you that you can put on the site to get out there to people.
Perfect. Okay, so on that, and we're going to continue this conversation. So if that's something that you want, that's what you would email questions@andytuttle.com, or you'd call the number 214-736-9696. We'll get you the questionnaire. That's a good thing to find out, man. Yeah. Do I like how it looks if I die? And I know it's something you want to think about. It seems morbid, but it's not morbid. It's extremely important. And if you think about the wake of what's happened in our country in the last few weeks and how you just don't have control over your next moment.
That's true.
And you got to take the moments that you have to look out for your family. Look, and then once you do it, set it and forget it for a bit, right? It's not something that has to weigh on you.
You don't really have to go back and review it ever so often. Some people have a will and they never change it for their entire life, and that's fine. Someone like me, I change mine every time I have a kid.
Yeah.
And that's just...
He has 32,
yeah,
so
32 kids. It's a lot of revisions. But and speaking of children, two of the documents that are on my list that I really, really want to stress the importance of out of the 5, you've got the will, you've got the power of attorney. The 2 that I really want to stress are a guardianship designation for children. And that particular document doesn't really come into effect unless you die. But what it does is it guides the court on who can raise your child and care for them. If you don't make that decision for your children, then the court will make it for you. And you may not want the court to put them with whoever they would want to choose them. And so you need to make that recommendation while you're living. The other one, and this is something that anybody with any kids needs to do, Andy, as soon as you have yours, you've got to do this. You've got to have a healthcare designation for your child. If you and the wife go out on a quick little weekend getaway, you leave the kiddo with a neighbor or a parent, grandparent or whatever, they can't take that child to a doctor to get medical care. Now, emergency care, yes, they're always going to do emergency care. You don't need anything for that. But they're not going to have the authority to bring them to a doctor unless they have this document. It's a simple, very quick and easy document to put together with us. Everybody on the planet with kids needs to have one.
I did not even, something that I don't think about because I don't have a kid yet.
Right.
But it's something that seems pretty important. And I got to say, I don't want, you said may not want the courts to decide. There is no way.
No way.
Right. I would say most people would not. And then, and finally, Andy, I know we don't want to just delve into each one of these in great detail, but finally, the fifth document that you just can't live without is a medical power of attorney. Many people out here probably remember the Terry Schiavo case. Yeah. That was a very big tragedy, sad situation. And some people want to be kept in that constant vegetative state. They feel like that's what they want to do. That's what a medical power of attorney and a physician's directive document does. It enables you to make that choice now so that someone else doesn't have to make it for you later. And it takes the pressure off of them, because if you name me as your agent, like if my spouse names me as her agent on a medical power of attorney, and she says, I want you to pull the plug in these circumstances. Well, then I can actually feel easier about doing that and making that decision, knowing for a fact that was what she wanted. And so that document is crucial with, HIPAA requirements and things of that nature. If you have a spouse, they do have rights to access your medical records and work with doctors on your behalf. But if you don't have a spouse, you've got to pick somebody to be in that role for you.
Okay. So, one, I think that seems extremely critical. Two, on the Schiavo case, trying to remember, basically it was a struggle about the fact, should you prolong the life or not? Because I guess she didn't have these documents in place. Is that what's happened, or do you remember?
Well, they had...
It was the ex-husband versus the family or something. Wasn't that the deal?
Well, it was the current husband. And the thing is everybody made it out like he was after money. That wasn't it. There was no money to be had. The issue was that you have a terminal condition, which a terminal condition means you're going to die, okay? And there's no stopping it.
Right.
She had what's known as an irreversible condition, which means she's going to be in this constant state. She's not going to recover, but she's not technically in a terminal situation.
Right.
And so it's a different class. And I think that's really where the legal question came from. But again, that was a Florida case, I believe. And so I'm not going to be 100% familiar with how the law was applied there.
Well, yeah, gotcha. So the bottom line is this, and this is what it sounds like to me. If you have a situation where you feel like you don't have these documents, honestly, I only have one of these. Horrible, and it's because I don't have a kid yet, right? And I think that's a misnomer too. I should have more of these documents, even though I don't have a.
Well, the rule of thumb, Andy, is if you don't have children, only 3 of these documents are needed. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a child, you can't get a healthcare designation for your child, and there's no need to name a guardian for a child that doesn't exist.
Right.
But you still need to have the will, the power of attorney, and the medical power of attorney.
So what's the difference, very quickly, in our last minute here on this segment, the medical power of attorney versus just a regular power of attorney? I mean, I know what a power of attorney is for our business and how you can use them, but
well, power of
just
attorney,
a general one. Anybody how does that work?
Well, power of attorney can give limited or complete control. It's up to you to an individual to act on your behalf in any number of matters. Okay, so buying and selling real estate is the most common that we would approach in our businesses, but you can use it for many other things, such as accessing bank accounts, things of that nature. A medical power of attorney has very specific language within it that enables that person to act on your behalf for medical related issues. And it's also going to have HIPAA release information so the doctor can communicate directly with them on your behalf.
Right. Okay. So, when I look at these documents and I think attorney, I'm like, oh man, this is going to cost me $10,000 to do all this. And I think a lot of people would think the same. Now, for me, my will was actually cheap. It was in the hundreds of dollars. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. Is this something that's going to cost people an arm and a leg?
Well, for you, Andy, I'd do it for about $9,500. No.
I need to get these done.
Honestly, if
how much would you do them for Gabe?
I don't know. Gabe could be pretty high too. But it's one of those things. If you're under the estate tax threshold and there's not significant tax planning involved, you're looking at less than $1,000 for a married couple for the entire package.
Come on.
Often it's between $500 and $700.
Come on. Do you know that only 5%, Gabe? You know only 5% of Americans have a will?
I'm going to do it.
Okay, dude, you do it.
I'm going to do it, and we'll talk about it.
All right, man.
On the show.
You got it.
Done.
I'll share my experience.
Yes.
With his wonderful law firm.
I love this. Done.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to do the rest of these with you as well, and we're going to talk about it on the air.
You got it.
So here's the deal, guys. If you want to know if this is for you, I implore you, just think about what's happened the last few weeks. Think about your kids. Think about your family. Think about the friends that you know that were affected by this. And my God, think about what would happen if you had to have 20. Why would you put your family through fighting? 20 people fighting to see who's going to list a house. Is that what you want them to remember when you go? No, that's the morbid part of it. Don't do it. Don't push this in a corner. Don't kick the can down the road like our government does so much of the time. Don't be like them. You say you don't like it? Well, don't do it. Call 214-736-9696 or email questions@andytuttle.com. We will get you the free questionnaire. Find out if that's something you need or not. If you like the way it looks, don't do it. Otherwise, call and we'll get you a consultation with him about that. Man, he'll walk you through it. He's the best at doing it. Let him take care of you. That's why I'm on this show, is to provide this stuff, man. Get the weight out of your mind. Focus on your family and the community and your friends. That's what you got to do. Coming up, we're going to show you what's revolutionizing the way the home buying process is done with our good friend Gabe Abshire. So stay with us. Welcome back, Dallas. You are listening to Tuttle Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network here on 660 AM The Answer every Sunday, 3 p.m. So glad to have you with us. We are talking about, we had a great segment, Matt. I really appreciate that, sharing about the 5 documents you should not live or die without. It's critical. It's simple. It is in the hundreds, not the thousands of dollars to get every document you need to protect your family, to protect your spouse, to protect you from this generation to the next, and avoid what Matt talked about, which is having 20 people in the family getting an inheritance trying to figure out how to list a house. Are you kidding me? Don't burden your family with that. Call 214-736-9696. We'll get you a questionnaire, or you can email us questions@andytuttle.com. He's got a little online survey for you to answer yourself and just find out, hey, do I like the results of this? If you do, don't get a will. If you don't like the results, get a will. And I would encourage every single one of you, get a will. It's guardianship over your friggin' family, getting it all done. Do it. Your family deserves it. You deserve it. Make it happen. Okay. Headlines. One of the things I thought was cool, with all the market, bond market's been beat up, stock market bull is running hard, and we have some actual economic numbers that show that there is some legitimate growth. We'll get into more of that in a minute, but I thought it was interesting. The Kiplinger reported the 12 cities where home prices have risen the most. So right now, we're the 12 hottest cities. What do you guys think are in the top 5? Who do you think's on the list?
Dallas.
Houston.
Dallas, so easy. This is in the nation, guys.
I'm gonna actually throw in something that I have an office in as well, and I'm gonna say Knoxville.
Ooh, you're going Knoxville,
Tennessee.
So we got Knoxville. These guys aren't real estate experts.
Can I go out of state? How about Minneapolis?
Minneapolis is growing.
He's going Minneapolis. That. Okay, so we've got Minneapolis. We have Knoxville. You said Houston.
All Texas major markets.
Said
Texas.
Yeah, anywhere in Texas is going to take up 6 of those 12.
It's 12 where houses have risen the most. I think you misunderstood the question, but it's okay.
Houses,
Gabe's slow.
Well, that's okay.
I'm in the short chair today.
That's what I said. I opened this up with this. So here we go. We'll go from the back to the front there. So the number 12. Just
Why do you look at me when you say that?
because I know you're.
Jesus, I need to change seats.
You do need to change these. All right, drop it, boys and girls. Number 12, Tucson. I always want to say Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona. 13% increase in the home price. House average about $145,000, and unemployment rate a little better than average, 7% right there. Number 11, good old Washington, D.C., up 13% as well. Unemployment only 5.3%. My God, what do you think the foreclosure rate is there?
In Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
I would have thought it had been really high.
5%.
They don't let those people in D.C. go down, apparently. 0.01%. One in every 14,000 households.
That's it?
Yeah, they're all employed by the government.
Well, I mean, there's that, of course, but you do see a lot of people living like under,
A lot of
overpasses, and
I know.
that's why
They must be coming in from out of state or never getting home in the first place.
Perhaps.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just the weather's nicer over there. So they want to be close to the capital and be homeless. I don't get it. But number 10, the San Jose, California is 13.7%. Increase in 1 year. I mean, that's it's there. You know what? Oh my God! What's the median home price in San Jose? Tell me what you think.
$750.
Pretty good. $632.
wow.
You go up 13% there. You raised, $80,000 in your home price there in 1 year. That's not bad. So Boise, Idaho, number 9, up 14%. There's only $125,000 average home price though. Unemployment a little bit better, 6.5%. These guys, everybody's like that. Number 8, Salt Lake City, up 14% as well. They have unemployment of just 4.5%. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Number 7, Seattle, Washington. $315,000 average price, 15% increase in their home price this last year, and unemployment rate at about 7% as well, man. Then we got Youngstown, Ohio. What do you think the home price is there, the median home price?
I never even heard of that place.
Youngstown, Ohio?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Youngstown.
Yeah.
Youngstown.
Yeah.
What do you think?
150,000.
You wish. $70,000.
I was gonna
wow.
say, wow.
That is so inexpensive. So it's up 16% there, but whatever.
Yeah, still not going to notice.
Exactly, you won't even notice that. The unemployment's right average, no big deal there. And then number 5, Akron, Ohio. So that is another place in Ohio. They're doing well. 95,000, up 16%, doing well up there. I like it. Then Minneapolis, we talked about. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's number 3, man. Up 20%, 19.5%. I expect their home price to be more. It's only $125,000 up there. Number 2, Provo, Utah. $192,000 average home price, up 22% this year.
Wow.
Man, they are really doing well. 4.5% unemployment, good unemployment, and only 1 in 1,600 households are going into foreclosure. That's great work. And then number 1, they're always at the top of this list. Phoenix. They're always at the bottom. When it goes bad, they're always at the top. When it goes up. 28% increase in home prices this year, and their average home price only $160,000. By the way, when we hit the crash, it was like $210,000. So they're still below their 2007, 2008 decline. But my goodness, 6.9% unemployment, and actually a little higher foreclosure rate, 1 in 384 households. But those are the 12 cities where home prices have risen the most. So if you're in those cities or have friends in those cities, tell them and you've been wanting a loan for them, you just tell them right now, you need to refinance your house and give me my money back if they owe you money. Because I know you got money now. Okay, so John, every week you are giving us good information about insurance, the most exciting thing people do. I know people wake up in the morning and say, boy, I'd like to learn something about
This is the highlight of this show.
right here.
Piece, right here.
Here it comes. But these are those little tricks and tools that nobody cares about, no one wants to think about, but man, oh man, do they add value if you just listen to them. So, John, I know you got some good bits for us today.
Matt's little talk about the will and everything makes you feel stupid for not doing it. It's cheap, it's easy to do, there's no reason not to do it. And you really need to think about insurance that way. If when you're talking about insurance, it doesn't sound right to you, it's because it's probably not. I ran into a guy the other day, and he said, I got a problem. I've got 4 cars, but my current carrier will only let me insure 3 on it because there's only 2 drivers. What?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense at all. And I'm thinking, who tells people that? If it doesn't sound right, it can't be. What does a car dealership do then? What do they have to hire, like 58,000 reps to be able to sell their cars by that math? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So, bottom line, very simple. Talk to somebody that you get a good feeling about. Make sure they're telling you, what sounds right. And if it doesn't sound right, move on. Very simple stuff.
Ask someone that does. You can always call us. We'll get you hooked up with John Allen. He knows his stuff. I use him. Well, a lot of our clients use you. Great work there. No, that's good. It's true. Sometimes you just need to get the second opinion. I've had second opinions like that with doctors' offices before. Have you ever gone to a doctor and gotten a diagnosis that you were like, I don't know about this? This is a simple one. It was a dentist. It was when I was younger. I just what came to my head. I was told I had 13 cavities in my tooth. I was like, 13 cavities? I hadn't been to I was in my 20s. I thought, I hadn't gone to the dentist in 8 years, so I thought, well, maybe. But I was like, there's no way. They don't hurt. 13 cavities is a lot. It's like half my teeth.
Yeah.
So I went to another dentist my wife recommended to me, Dr. Rosa. She's awesome. She's over in my area, in the Lakewood area. And I had one cavity. It's like, man, that's ridiculous, dude. So some people just don't know, or they, may not be the most honest people. So that's why I have these people on this show for you. That's why I did so much work to get them on this show, to make sure that you could trust the people that you're talking to and that they know what they're doing. So, John, I appreciate that point. And much like that, kind of like Utility Concierge, simplifying the process. If it doesn't sound right, go to somewhere where it makes sense. And you guys are making the home buying process make sense.
Yeah, we're just really trying to make it much more simple. I mean, you've got so many other people that you have to talk to throughout the process. So we just want to make it, mortgages are complicated. Buying a house is complicated with, negotiating prices, finding someone to list your house. Why make your utilities complicated? It's not. It's simple. We use common sense. What John talked about. If something doesn't sound right, somebody's probably reading off a script or reading something was written, 2 years ago that doesn't apply. That just doesn't. They don't use common sense. And so, like you said, if it doesn't sound right, find another opinion. That's what we do. I mean, we take we just make things simple. We take the complication out of it. We present you with your choices, and you make selection. And it's not a 30-minute conversation. What I cannot stand is when people get off you call someone to place an order. And you're like, okay, great, that sounds awesome. And then you're on the phone for another 5 minutes reading disclaimers. And is there anything I can help with? No, ma'am, I'm good. You sure there's anything I can help with? No.
Always trying to upsell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get you in and out, find out what you need, get it for you, present you with your options. You make selections, and we go to work, make connections for you.
So
Simple.
you basically, you don't make your clients get another card to put in their wallet and make sure that they have the Utility Concierge credit card, and make sure that we have the savings card and all this kind of stuff. That's the most annoying thing. I hate going grocery shopping because they always want you to get whatever that particular branch's repeat customer card is. I've got a stack of them at home.
That's why you just give them the phone number, but now you just gave an idea. Next time you see them.
Oh, great. Yeah. Of course.
Great call.
Well, no, now that's why we have the app.
Yes.
Because the card is on your phone all the time. So that's something that your real estate agent that you're working with should have that on their phone because it's simple.
Yeah, and that makes a lot more sense because it doesn't take up any more space than my phone, so I can deal with that.
Right. Simple. Real estate agents are busy on the go. They're waiting to show houses. Well, right there, they just plug the app in, put the client's information in, and they're done. And then we go to work, helping you and finding the right choices for you.
Yeah, that's what I dig. And it's a small thing, but man, the app's the way to go. It's so simple. If you're dealing with a realtor and they don't have that on their phone, you should literally just take a step back and question, are they really to date? Do they know really what's going on with the market right now? Are they hip, if you will? Are they current? Do they know how this market's moving? Because this is a high-touch society. We're in a fast-moving culture, and you got to act fast on the properties right now. And that is that's kind of it's a measure of how in tune they are with what's happening in the market right now if they have this app on their phone.
Sure, and what level of customer experience they want to give to their clients. That's
right. It's huge value, I do. I love what you do. I love that the process and how you're making it easier for the home buyer. And the people that already own their home. So home buyer, you want to reorganize your financing, it's all there. And when we come back, we're going to have a special edition of Deal or No Deal with our good friend Gabe Abshire and see what you think. Is this a deal or a no deal? And I'm going to get into some very important mortgage matters, all that next. And we're back. thank you
Just waiting for that.
for joining us. I know you were just getting all,
excited now.
here it comes. You are listening to Tuttle Talk here on the Real Estate Radio Network. We're here talking about finance, local real estate market, dispelling the misconceptions out there and all the talking heads, and hopefully giving you some good sound advice that you can take with you and interact with local professionals. We have them on the show. I do a lot of vetting. I go to the Better Business Bureau. I make sure that these guys are good. I do business with them. I send them my clients first, and then they come on the show. So really do everything I can to make sure that you're protected and that you can trust some professionals, because I know it's hard out there, man. You got to have a financial team. You got to have a real estate team. Got to do it. It's just the way it is now. We're very interdependent as people, and we're in that type of economy and that type of culture. So I know it's hard, and hopefully I can help you out. So tune in every week, and we'll make sure to do everything we can to help you out in that regard. Okay, a couple of things about renovation loans. I got a call today. Poor lady, what a sweetheart. It was actually this week. It was earlier in the week. Named Tabitha, and she had been trying for months to get someone to do a renovation loan. And everybody says, no, we don't do those. We can't do those. No, you can't get that done. Or she got through the process a little bit and it got real nasty. It's like, man, I got to do a better job of talking about this. So I'm talking about this to you today. So tell your friends, tell your family. Next time you're in a conversation, go, oh, yeah, I know a guy. Because for some reason, people make this way more difficult than it needs to be. But renovation loans are an awesome way, one, to add value to your home, especially if you've been in a home for a while, your parents have. It's outdated. It doesn't have the granite countertops. It has a smaller bathroom. It doesn't have a walk-in closet. It's got linoleum instead of hardwoods or, travertine or whatever. Or your parents are getting older. They need handicap access to their house, right? Or you just want to update for your own needs or put an addition on your house. There are so many things you can do that you don't have to spend money out of pocket. In fact, a lot of renovation loans, there's the 203K, which you've probably heard of, and then the home style renovation loan that goes up to a conforming loan limit of $417,000. So you can get a lot of home and you can upgrade a lot of home, whether you're buying new or you've just been in your house a while. You don't want to move. You love the school. You need to keep your kids in school, but man, you need a little bit of an upgrade. Well, you can do that. And you don't have to put a lot of money out of your pocket. You don't have to drop 20 or 30 or 40 grand to do this. You can finance it. And so there are a lot of ways to do that. We do that at Real Estate Mortgage Network. In fact, we have a concierge division that handles all the stuff with the contractors so that you don't have to mess with all that stuff. It is more work for you on your part because you want to get bids and this and that, but you got to do it, and you got to know that it's out there and it's possible. So take a look at that. You can call us 214-736-9696 if you want to see how much it's going to cost, and if you want to get an upgrade to your home and update a bathroom or a kitchen or whatever it is, then call us. We'll take care of you. We'll talk you through it. We got guys that's all they do, and they'll walk you through that process and let you know if it's something for you. Gabe, I know you were looking at doing something like that at some point.
Yeah, we've actually had plans drawn up for 2 years now. We need to go up, so we're adding. We want to add about,
second story.
Yeah, so we want to add about 1,800 square feet on top of our 3,000 square feet now. Just it's a 3-bedroom house. We have 2 kids now. Love the neighborhood. I always say if I win the lottery, I blow the house up and build the house of my dreams right there. So
right.
That has not happened yet. So we need to talk about these loans, so I don't have to come out of pocket to do that, because I think the neighborhood's great. But we just got to figure out a feasible way to do it.
Yep, that's right.
One of the things I've seen you guys doing lately that's been very helpful on those renovation loans is because inventory is so low, a lot of people aren't able to get repairs done as part of a deal. They buy it as is, and they roll in that money on the purchase, so that they can get the exact home that they want. And I'm seeing you guys do a lot more of that. That's becoming a very common thing because we have such a housing shortage now.
Very good point. You bring that up. A lot of those, that's a very good point. Yeah, you can do that. And we do a lot of that because it's like, oh man, I'd like this house, but there's not a lot of options. You got to get it and you got to get it quick. So can you make the deal work? And we can help you with that. So thanks for bringing that up. Gabe, we have a very special episode here of Deal or No Deal. Oh, yes.
Nice. How do I follow that?
Time.
All right, I got to get my radio voice on.
Yeah, I can get your radio voice on. So here it is. Gabe, it's special. It's utility version this time. What do you got?
All right, so here's the situation. You're moving into your dream house, okay? Thanks to the help from the real estate professional team that Tuttle Talk here has provided to you, of course. So you've got all your bases covered. So here's the deal. So you're moving to a new house, and you've been a value client of your current utility provider, so your internet, cable, electricity, all that good stuff. So the question is, Should you transfer your utility providers to your new home? Deal or no deal?
I'm going to go with deal. Wait a second, you got to get the rest of the people.
Hey, that makes it easy for me. I don't even have to.
I was just clearing my throat. I'm sorry. So Andy says deal.
Okay, it's too late. So it's no deal.
It's no deal.
God, you are really bad at this game.
I'm helping you out on time, buddy.
Okay,
That's
good
what
luck
I'm
you are.
doing.
All right, so why is it not a deal?
So here's the reason why it's not a deal. There's no new benefits. There's no benefits for old customers. So if you're transferring your electricity or whatever, you're just going to get that rate. You're not going to get a new rate. So it's always better to come in as a new customer to find a new provider, because everybody always wants the latest and greatest for their home. So you want the latest technology, the faster equipment, and the best deal, and you don't get that if you just transfer your service. So that's where Utility Concierge comes in.
Oh, I see that. Oh, that whole thing was just about a plug for yourself? Man, I didn't see that one coming. Okay.
What else am I going to say?
That's right. No, that is good. I like that. You're right, though, because, we've had my wife and I have had to fight that. I should have been calling you for this whole thing, because I know you help with that, because we had to call Time Warner Cable because they keep upping our freaking bill, dude. And they're like, we don't give deals for you. It's like, I'm your freaking customer, man. I've been here for a long time.
But here is a tip, though. If you are in the house, okay, and you are in the house, and maybe you're not moving, you just want to lower your bill, you can absolutely call them and say, look, I'm going to go to the other guy. And once you get to that, there's special departments just for that, retention departments. So, if you're with one satellite provider, you drop that other satellite provider's name, and boom, let me get you to our customer retention department, sir, and then you can pretty much write your own ticket.
That's a good thing. So if I didn't want to take all those time, because I don't have that time to call on security, internet, phone, cable, all that, do you guys do that too, right?
Absolutely. We can help you out.
That's great. 214-736-9696. Got a lot of great conversations, a lot of great connections. That's what this show's about. If you want one of those connections and just want to see, the great thing is most of the stuff to call is free. It's not like it's costing you anything. Find out. Guys, make the call. It's no brainer. Don't think about it. Just do it. 214-736-9696. I will connect you with the professional that can help. Thank you so much for listening to the show today. I hope you've enjoyed this hour. I thought it was great. Gabe, thanks so much. Matt and John, really appreciate you guys for being here. Remember, go to bootcampaign.com, guys. Get your boots on. Support our troops. We wear them the first Friday of every single month. We'll be wearing them this coming Friday, and post pictures online. It's a great way to support the troops. And don't forget to go to yourmortgagereview.com. Take 5 minutes, complete a short survey, and we will show you how you can save money. If you can save money, give you a free copy of your credit report and show you how to improve that as well. If you'd like to discuss anything related to the show, get in the conversation at Tuttle Talk on Facebook. Email us at questions@andytuttle.com or call the number. And I'd like to thank Dan Bradford, our producer here at the station, and the entire family here at 660 AM The Answer. That's it for today. This is Tuttle Talk for the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back next week with Michael Port, marketing guru. You have got to listen how to work with only your ideal clients. Is that even possible? He's going to show you how next week. Thank you so much for listening to Tuttle Talk, where we're making financial intelligence a priority in the community. Have a great day.
You've been listening to Tuttle Talk on 660 AM The Answer. You can reach Andy at 214-736-9696. That's 214-736-9696. Or email him, questions@andytuttle.com. Don't forget to become a fan of his show by going to facebook.com/Tuttle Talk. You can also catch previous shows by going to andytuttle.com.